Inequalities, Further Maths GCSE. Now, there's nothing special about this question, it's just a standard inequality question. Work out the greatest integer value that satisfies that inequality. So, as with these sort of questions, we should just start off by considering it to be an equation and just do our normal standard equation type stuff, like take away the 10 from both sides, so we get 3x is less than minus 9, and then just divide by the 3. So you get x is less than minus 3. Now the work out the greatest integer value, so that's the greatest whole number. The x can be, well, it can't be minus 3, so it has to be less than that. So the biggest one it can be, if it's less than minus 3, the biggest one it can be is minus 4. So the answer would be minus 4. Now I just want to point out when this sort of idea breaks down is when we have something like this. If we had 10 minus 3x is less than 1, let me treat this like an equation, so we take away the 10. We'd have minus 3x is less than minus 9. Now to get to x we need to divide by minus 3. Now with an inequality, when you divide by a negative number or multiply by a negative number, you carry on as normal, but your sign changes around. So that would become x is greater than 3. Minus 9 divided by minus 3 would be 3. So this dividing and multiplying by negative numbers changes your sign around. And I'll just show you why that is. If we went back to this one, minus 3x is less than minus 9. Another way of doing this would be to move this to this side and move that to that side by adding the 9 and adding the minus 3x. Sorry, adding 3x. If we added 9 to this side, we'd have a 9. If we added the 3x to this side, we'd have 3x, but the symbol stayed the same. So now we've got 3x is greater, pointing this way, greater than the 9, or the 9 is less than 3x. So we can divide by 3 now, and we get 3 is less than x. But to write that the right way around, where we have x on the left hand side, if 3 is less than x, then x is greater than 3, and that's why the sign changes round, because in a sense the x has changed sides to become positive. And that's why we've got to be a little bit careful, although this question is a nice straightforward one where that's not the case. But we do keep this in mind when doing inequalities at this sort of level.